he had a poster up on the wall. And I was going, what? And there's 3 guys. I go, what are they, man? And they had like freaking visors on with like dreadlocks and like big gloves. And I was going, what are they? They go,
서태지?
yeah, they go, that's 서태지. And I was going, I think I know that guy.
But you like formed the band, right? You got all the people together.
Pretty much. When they first brought me here, they said, there's a group called Turbo. And there's 2 guys. And we want to make a group where it's 2 guys and singing. I was going, I go, I don't want to do a 2-guy thing. And because they brought this other guy, really nice guy, good-looking kid. But I go, how do you really, in the States, if there's like a duet and it's 2 guys, it's usually like Air Supply or Hall & Oates, and it's really not a very good image to, especially nowadays, I don't know, man. And I go, what do you want to do then? I go, I want to make a group, like New Edition, or like the Jackson 5, or, like back then Backstreet Boys, before NSYNC, right? I was like, I want to do something like that.
Was that your inspiration? What kind of music were you listening to then? You
know what? I grew up listening to, actually, my favorite is rock. I grew up in the 70s and 80s, so I like rock. But then at the same token, once the mid-80s rolled around, and then I always liked funk, disco, but R&B and, hip-hop was a big thing, especially when I was breakdancing. We were just breakdancing to beats and not to really like straight on. So those were my influence. I mean, I like Earth, Wind and Fire. I like, Michael Jackson. I like the typical, but I also like rock. So what I want to do is I was listening to music. When I was in the States and I was living in my apartment, and my cousin from Korea came to go to school. He had a poster up on the wall, and I was going, what? And there's 3 guys. I go, what are they, man? And they had like freaking visors on with like dreadlocks and like big gloves. And I was going, what are they? They go,
서태지?
Yeah, they go, that's 서태지. And I was going, I think I know that guy right there, the darkest one. And he goes, how? And I was going, back in 1985 or 4 when I came and I went to the Itaewon club and I was dancing, they had a break time where these guys are called No People. They came with black suits and they're like break dancing like the New York City Breakers. And I was like, what the heck? I go, this is kind of cool, but they're kind of behind. So I was like, I went out there and I was popping and they came up. And I remember at that time, the DJ was 서세원 아저씨.
Really?
Yeah, he started off as a DJ. All the big time people that you see nowadays, like, YG, like he was a DJ. They're all like DJs or dancers, right? Yeah. They all started DJing and dancing. Wow. And
so you could have potentially been the 4th member of 서태지.
I don't know about that because I was like, he was like, hey, you know what? After our break time, why don't we go to a cafe here and I'll get you, let's talk about dance. And I go, cool. So
it's the 80s in Itaewon?
Yeah, 80.
This is so dope.
80.
It looks like Studio 54 is where Pumpkin is now.
It's 84. There was like the King Club and all those clubs are still there. And then you went in there and they buy me omurice, which is omelet, right? I would eat there and then they go, hey, teach us some moves. They went to their practice and I was showing them. The way they were popping was New York style, like Mr. Wave, like, And I was doing, it's called animation. My popping was from like Boogaloo Shrimp era, like it's more like cartooning, right?
Yeah.
So I showed them that. They're like, oh, that's dope. So like I spent like 3 months with them, taught them a bit. And then when I went to the States, I would send them videos, VHS videos of like, 차려들. And did that for a little bit. And then when I saw the poster, he goes, yeah, there's a hugest, I can't believe I go, I do, man. I do. So when I came and I was listening to their music, I'm like, look, man, a lot of the stuff is bit, man. It's like they're biting off music from the States.
Yeah.
And I was going, that sounds very much like Cypress Hill. Some of it sounds like the Cover Girls, like Latino. There's Latino freestyle music. I'm like, whoa, man, check this out. I go, I think I could do this because I used to, have fun DJing. And I know the 2 turntables and a mic and a mixer, the Akai. I go, I could do this.
Hope you enjoyed the clip. If you did, listen to the full episode on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
And make sure to subscribe to this channel, Dive Studios, and put those notifications on. Hit that bell. Boop, boop, boop.